Hey guys, welcome back to using the given data. In this video, we are going to discuss the 8th chapter of computer science, that is security and ethics. Let's get started. Hello guys, Code 4 is back with another amazing video. This video is all about the frequently asked questions from Chapter 8 of Computer Science IGCSE. If you are new to this channel is all about educative stuff. So don't forget to subscribe Code 4. Without further ado, let's get started. Before moving on to the video, I would like to tell you some things about this video. The questions which are discussed in this video are from past papers. All questions explained may come or may not come in your board exam. The answers discussed here are from marking scheme, so don't worry about that. There will be all frequently asked questions from each chapter and are in order. Questions from 2015 to 2020. It's up to date. Past paper code for each question given on the left top side of your screen. Marks for each question are given in square brackets. The video also has memory tips which will help you remember answers. Each day there will be a video posted on each chapter FAQ. It's that simple. If you want an A star in your mark sheet, just turn on the notification bell to always and subscribe Code 4. The 8th chapter is Security and Ethics. If you haven't watched the chapter explanation for this chapter, click the card on your screen right now or check the description for the video link. There is a lot of frequently asked questions from chapter 8, so without making any delay, let's jump on to the first FAQ. Viruses, farming, and phishing are all examples of potential internet security issues. Explain what is meant by each of those three terms. This is one of the most repeating questions and carries 6 marks. So remember, for each security risk, there should be 2 points included so that you can get full 6 marks. First, let's see the description for virus. So virus is a program or a software or a piece of code that replicates itself in the intention of corrupting the computer. That is, it can delete or alter files and can crash the whole computer. Moving on to farming. Farming and fishing is where many get confused. We don't remember which one goes for which, as both looks the same. But I will tell you a trick. So in farming, there are letters HAR, and in hard disk, there are letters HAR. So you can remember that way. So farming means a malicious code installed on user's hard drive which redirects the user to a bogus website and it steals your identity and bank details. Moving on to phishing. It is the same as farming, but in phishing, a legitimate looking email is sent. So as soon as the user sees it and opens it, he is sent to a website to steal the data. All of this happens without their knowledge. They wouldn't even know if this is happening or not. So make sure you're careful while opening mails. The next question is 5 descriptions and 5 security issues are shown below. Draw a line to connect each description to the correct security risk. This question is an easy one. You just have to match the statement. And the security risk and description are so easy that you can clearly match without even occurring a mistake. Let's see the answers now. So the first one, hacking. Hacking is the act of gaining illegal access to a computer system without the owner's consent. This is a description the whole world knows, so make sure you don't make a mistake in this easy one. The next one is farming, and there is also fishing. We have already discussed this earlier, so it must be easy. Farming is the malicious code installed on user's hard drive which redirects user to a fake website without their consent. Phishing is creator of code sends out a legitimate looking email in the hope of gathering personal and financial data. It requires the recipient to follow a link in the mail or open an attachment. The next one is spyware and the next one is virus, which we have discussed earlier. Virus is a program or code that replicates itself and is designed to amend, delete or copy data and files on a user's computer without their consent. So the missing one is for the spyware. And let's see what it is. Spyware is the software that gathers information by monitoring key presses on a user's computer and relays the information back to the person who sent the software. This is why you have on-screen keyboard in bank websites, so that there is no data gathered. The next question is, state what is meant by encryption. State what is meant by symmetric encryption. Complete the diagram. Plain text is transferred to dash via encryption algorithm. I have come across this question more than 3 times and a very easy question. Let's move on to the answers now. Please be prepared with the definition of encryption as this question literally comes in each year paper. So the answer to that is encryption is where data is jumbled up or scrambled which makes no sense when hacked, but can be hacked, and it requires an encryption key to encrypt and a decryption key to get the original text back. Symmetric encryption is where same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the message. So the answer for this missing box is ciphertext. Ciphertext is a name given to the scrambled meaningless data. Moving on to the next question. There are a number of security risks associated with using the internet. Name 3 of these risks. For each, state why it is a risk and describe how the risk can be minimized. This question is also repeated more than 2-3 times, and I am sure you noticed the marks at first. And it's unbelievable. You will be able to get 9 marks if you answer it right. Sometimes it is 6 marks, where you have to mention only 2 security risks. Let's see the answers now. Let's discuss all the answers and I will tell you which is easy to remember at the last. First one, hacking. So here there is hacking, phishing, farming, virus, which we have already seen, and I will explain that fast. Hacking is the illegal access to data. Farming is where the user is redirected to fake websites to obtain personal data. Phishing is where link or attachment from mail takes user to fake website for stealing their personal data. Virus can corrupt data, cause computer to crash, can fill up hard drive with data. The next one is spyware, which we have already seen earlier too. It is can read key presses or files or monitors on a user's computer. The last one is cracking. It is the illegal or unauthorized access to data. Now let's see how to minimize these risks, which we haven't seen earlier. Hacking can be minimized by usage of passwords, usage of firewalls, and encryption of data. Spyware can be minimized by usage of anti-spyware software, use data entry methods such as drop-down boxes to minimize risk. Phishing can be minimized by clicking email from known sources. Some firewalls can detect fake or bogus websites. Farming can be minimized by only trusting secure websites and looking for this HTTPS, that is, S stands for secured. Virus can be minimized by usage of antivirus. Do not download software or data from unknown sources. Cracking can be minimized by setting strong passwords and encryption of data. Hope you understand this question. Easy 9 marks. Next question is a 3 subdivision question. And I am sure you will be able to answer the question, but sometimes it is confusing when you forget some point. But don't worry, here is how you can learn smarter and not longer, and that's what Code 4 is meant for. Let's see the question. Explain what is meant by computer ethics. The 4 statements below refer to firewalls and proxy servers. Study each statement. Tick the appropriate columns to indicate whether the statement refers to a firewall and or a proxy server. Explain 3 ways of preventing accidental loss or corruption of data. 6 marks, the previous one was 4 marks, and the first one was 3 marks. In total, 13 marks. And you may have to spend a bit of time here, but you can get the 13 marks if you concentrate well. The answer to the first question, that is, what is security ethics? So we know that ethics are some set of rules, right? So security ethics are set of laws that regulate use of computers, as this topic is concerned about the computer in whole. Security ethics involve intellectual property rights and privacy issues. The next question is tick the box for each statement. This question has statements where both firewall and proxy server will involve. So, the first statement is speeds up access of information from a web server by using cache. This is only done by proxy server. Filters all internet traffic coming into and out from a user's computer, intranet or private network. This is done by both firewall and proxy server. Helps to prevent malware, including virus, from entering a user's computer. This definitely can't be done by a proxy server. So this answer is firewall. Keeps a list of undesirable websites and IP address. This is achieved by both firewall and proxy server. The last subdivision is where most people mess up, as they forget what to write or don't clearly understand what to write. You have many answers and I will explain them in detail now. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for linked reasons. You can backup files on a regular basis to another device or to the cloud. Set data to read only from read and write so that you can prevent accidental editing so data is not lost. You can save data on a regular basis to prevent loss or corruption of data. You can use correct shutdown or startup procedures so that computer components have no damage. Use correct procedures before disconnecting portable storage device, such as ejecting the USB port if your work is done, so that you can prevent damage to the device. Keep storage device in a safe place away from fire hazards. This question is an easy one. The next question is a 4 subdivision question. Let's read the question first. 5 statements and 3 types of software are shown below. Draw lines to connect each statement with the correct type of software. The types of software are free software, freeware, and shareware. Describe 3 ethical issues that should be considered when using computers. Security of data is very important. 3 security risks are virus, pharming, and spyware. Explain what is meant by each issue. Describe 3 tasks carried out by a firewall. So, the match the following question is a tricky one because you may think each type of software has only one statement, but that's wrong. It can have 2, 1, or even 0, so be careful. Moving on to the next subdivision. The next subdivision you have to think correctly and answer or you may lose marks. The third subdivision is a repeated one and I am not going to answer it again as the answers are same. But I will explain the spyware concept alone once again. The last subdivision is the most repeated one and the easy one. Let's take a look at the answers now. Match the following goes like this. Free software has 2 statements, freeware has 1 statement, shareware has 2 statements. For free software, the statements are users have the freedom to pass on the software to friends and family as they wish. Users can study the software source code and modify it where necessary to meet their own needs without breaking copyright laws. For freeware, users can download this software free of charge but they cannot modify the source code in any way. For shareware, users are allowed to try out the software for a trial period of time only before being charged. Users can obtain a free trial version of the software, but this often does not contain all the features of the full version. Remember the hierarchy, that is free software, freeware and shareware starting from the least. Free software is the one you can do anything with it, but shareware is the boss. You can use only the trial version for free and As you know, that does not come with all the features. For the next subdivision, they are asked to state 3 ethical issues, but there are plenty of it. Let's read all the issues first. We should follow copyright laws or intellectual property rights, or work should not be stolen. We should follow data protection laws. We should not create or distribute malware. We should not hack or crack other computers. We should protect our own computers against malware or hacking. We should consider privacy issues. We should consider anonymity issues. We should consider environmental impacts when using computers. Loss or creation of jobs from use of computers or robotics. We should follow code of practice. The last one, that is, we should follow codes of practice. The first one, we should follow copyright laws. And this one, we should not hack or crack. These three are easy to remember. The next subdivision, I told you earlier, I was not going to explain you for the fishing farming thing. Only spyware. Spyware monitors and relays users' activity. Example, key presses. User activity or key presses can be analyzed to find sensitive data such as passwords. Let's move on to the next subdivision answer. That is firewall. So firewall acts like a wall to the incoming and outgoing traffic. That is, it does not totally stop it from going, but examines the traffic and checks whether those data meet the given rules, and if any data does not meet the rules, that data is blocked. The firewall can prevent hackers and virus gaining access, but still professional hackers can breach the security layer. But still, firewalls have high security strength. Firewalls also filter IP address. You can see this image. Incoming packets, packets filtering router, disallowed packets are discarded, that is, they are not allowed to the protected network. Packets allowed access. I hope you understand this. The next question is, explain the difference between freeware and free software. This question is for 4 marks and possibly the easiest 4 marks out of all the 4 marks FAQ we have seen till now. Let's see the answers. But before seeing the answers, take a look at the note. This is a compare and contrast question. So each point in your answer should include both freeware and free software explanation. I hope you understand that. Keep that in mind. So free software can be shared, copied without permission, but freeware needs owner's permission to share. Skype is an example of freeware and LibreOffice is an example of free software. The next difference is freeware owners retain copyright, unlike owners of free software. Freeware can be restricted, but free software can be used without restrictions. And the main difference is free software, you get source code, so you can edit the code, and there is no restrictions for that. But you can't do that in freeware. I hope you understand this question. The next question is, Raj is using the internet to do some online shopping. He visits a website that tells him that it uses cookies. Explain what is meant by the term cookies. The next question is the same question. Give 2 examples of the use of cookies. So this is a 2 subdivision question, as you may know. Wow, a 4 mark question for just explaining what is cookies. Sorry about the phrase I told you a minute ago. I am sure this is the easiest 4 mark question ever. But you may wonder, what can I even write for 4 marks? But if you see the answers, you will become flabbergasted. The second subdivision is also an easy one. Let's see the answers now. So the first question was to explain what is a cookie. So cookie is a piece of data which is stored in a text file on on a user's computer by a browser, which is detected by the website when visited again. I am sure you may know this meaning, but this meaning itself consists of 5 points, so 4 marks confirmed. The next question. Suggest 2 examples of cookies. To store personal information, to store login details, to save items in an online shopping basket. The answer is mentioned in the question. To track, to carry out targeted advertising, to customize a web page, store progress in online games. For example, you may go into a website which consists of login page and you click the username box and it gets autofilled. But how? This is because cookies has the data. The next question is, the music company is concerned about the security of its website. The company uses a proxy server as part of its security system. Describe the role of a proxy server in the security system. This is also a 4-mark question. Comment down below which 4-mark do you think is the easiest one. I am sure it would be the previous one. So the answers are proxy server prevents direct access to the web server. If an attack is launched, it hits the proxy server first. Used to direct invalid traffic away from the web server so that the web server is protected. Traffic is examined by the proxy server. It also filters traffic. If traffic is valid, the data from the web server will be obtained by the user. If traffic is invalid, the request to obtain data is declined. Since it does not meet the rules, proxy server can also block requests from certain IP address. The next question is, a company collects and stores data about its customers. The data is stored on a server in the company's office. The data is transmitted to cloud storage to create a backup. The data is encrypted using symmetric encryption. Underline the word. This is the keyword in the question. Before it is sent to the cloud storage. The first subdivision. Describe how the data is encrypted. Next subdivision. Give 3 other methods that can be used to secure the data in the office. Now, you will be surprised if you see the answers for this first subdivision. That is, how the data is encrypted. Let's take a look at the answers now. Encryption key is used, encryption algorithm is used. Both these points nearly look the same, but it gets you 2 marks. Encryption key or algorithm, when applied to plain text, converted to ciphertext. I told you here to underline the word symmetric encryption. So there's that point. Same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the text. An easy question. The next question's answer is 3 methods to secure the data in the office. You can use firewall, strong passwords, proxy server, asymmetric encryption, or disconnect from the network. I hope you understand this question. That's the end of the frequently asked questions on Chapter 8. Thanks for watching. All chapter FAQ is now available in Code 4. Check the comments for the playlist link. Make sure you comment your doubts and we would appreciate all valuable feedbacks. Like, share and subscribe. Bonus video coming soon. 2 hard logic gate question. Stay tuned on Code 4.